Alright, so I am not a drama channel, or at least that's not what I'm delegating my channel to, but Minilad has made an I don't even want to call it an apology video because he has kind of called the video clearing the air, and it's very clear that he's not really apologizing for his actions, which he has done in the past, but that doesn't necessarily make what he did okay, obviously. If you're confused about the whole situation, which I don't understand how you could be because it's all over YouTube, and you're probably tired of hearing about it, but essentially, Mini Lad sent his Mini Lad to Mini Ladies, and that has got him into this huge controversy here. So I'm just gonna go through the video, and I'm gonna not gonna go through the whole thing, but I'm just gonna kind of select certain parts of the video and kind of give my response on what I think. And I'm just I don't understand how it has more likes than dislikes. Like he just has that many sheep, but it kind of makes sense because he has a channel of 5.6 million subscribers. So of course there's going to be a lot of like 12-year-olds going to defending him. Like like look at this guy. At least he isn't crying or apologizing. He's debunking some false things. He never debunked anything. He didn't give any definitive proof. He said a bunch of things that have no weight to them because he hasn't been able to prove them. I'll get into it anyway. Let's just
Hey
start
guys,
this thing.
I want to talk about a lot
Way too loud.
of the stuff that's been going on online lately, whether it's through YouTube or
Yeah, I bet you
Twitter
do.
or places like that.
Notice how his first two videos back were videos about Minecraft and another video, I can't even remember what it was. I think it was like a meme video. Anyway, not the point. Um, he didn't even come back with this video. It might have come off as a bit more genuine if he had done that. If he had came back and be like, "Yo, this is what happened. I apologize. I take full accountability for my actions and I will try to do better." I still don't think I would fully be able to forgive him because what he did was just, well, you don't you don't do that. But at the same time, it would have made his apology more genuine. But really, he came back and tried to like wait it out, like a lot of trash YouTubers do when they don't really want to apologize. So they just kind of sneak back in to kind of avoid everything to be like, oh, well, maybe if I just come in subtly and make a couple of videos, people will forget about what I did or they won't really call me out anymore. You know, maybe the smoke is cleared. The smoke hasn't fucking cleared, Mini Lad. People are still angry at you, and the people that you've hurt, including the girl that was involved in all of this. She actually made a response video to this, and I hope you saw that because she's pissed about this. She's pissed about your response, as she should be. But anyway, let's get into it.
I've been reading a lot of your guys' comments as well, and I wanted to formally address everything. But as well as address everything, I want to talk about a lot of the rumors that are out there and debunk.
A lot of the rumors. Okay, look, my guy. 90% of what's out there is actually factual and has evidence to back it up, including screenshots. The people involved have given more than enough evidence to even question beyond a reasonable doubt that you actually did that. That you actually sent your PP to underage girls, that you were talking to underage girls and giving them compliments about how sexy they are. And not only did you do that, you know, you actually manipulated them after the fact and try to get them to not come out with all of this and try to make them sympathize with you and even use things like leverage like, oh well, I'll probably be so depressed and like that kind of thing, or mental illness kind of thing. Like I really hate it when people like you use mental illness as an excuse for shitty behavior. It makes people who actually genuinely have mental illnesses look really shitty, and you're a terrible person for that.
Some of them too. Now that some time has passed and I've had time to reflect on everything and get a grand scope of everything that's been going on, I wanted to set the record straight.
You mean after you were able to wait until the smoke cleared? After posting 2 videos on your channel, coming back after you got exposed and moving back and moving back, quote unquote, to spend time with family. Yeah, it's funny how you didn't decide to spend time with family before those accusations come out. I mean, come on, the timing is just too perfect. But anyway, let's skip through some of this. Let's get into the actual meat and potatoes.
Reason and the only reason is that I wanted to see my family. For those who don't know,
I already talked about this point.
I decided to go home for 5 weeks and go back and spend time with the people who I love and trust. There is no underlying reason or anything like that. That is the only.
That's a complete lie, obviously. I've never understood how people could just lie with a straight face like that. Like, that's just disturbing. But yeah, that's a complete and utter lie, obviously. And we all know this.
Reason. With that, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is therapy. I outlined it in my original tweet back in June at the bottom, saying that I will be working on myself and I will be attending therapy from now and on into the future. And a lot of people deem that to be untrue, but I want to be here on record saying
This could actually be true, and if he's getting therapy, good on you, dude. I think you definitely need therapy after what you did. And again, I'm not siding with him when I'm saying this, but I think if he said he's going to therapy, he likely is. I don't really see why he would lie about that. I guess to make himself look good, but I don't know. He probably is going to therapy, which is good because he needs some help, some serious help after uh well what he did. So yeah, if he's going to therapy, that's good. Hopefully he's actually learned from this and he's just not like apologizing out of being exposed, but that's most likely what he is doing because if they hadn't come out with all of that, I guarantee he probably wouldn't have said anything.
that since then I have been going to therapy every single week and I will continue to go to therapy every single week.
As you should.
Therapist, because if you've been to therapy before, that you'll know that some therapists just don't fit your needs. There's through video call, and that's exactly what I've been doing since June. I've been doing video calls with my therapist.
Alright, blah blah blah, nobody cares.
Come out has talked about a camp that I did called Camp 17, where it was myself and two other YouTubers, where we had a summer camp where for a few days we got to hang out with some fans. This is a summer camp where I was only around people for maybe about an hour a day. I was staying off campus at a different hotel and everything was securely monitored. This person is accusing me of a few things, so I would like to go through each point.
Okay, so you're at a summer camp, he says, and everything was securely monitored. Look, this could very well be true. It could be a very securely monitored summer camp. But when I think of summer camp, I don't exactly think of a place that's well protected by a bunch of knights in shining armor, making sure that everything that's going on in there is swell. When I think of summer camp, I think of really shady individuals and generally a place where a lot of shitty things kind of happen to the children. I mean, I've heard so many stories about children being molested and just bullied and all that kind of bullshit when they go to a summer camp because it's kind of hard to keep track of a lot of people no matter how many knights in shining armor you may have. So this whole secure and watch to protected thing isn't really flying for me.
Point individually and debunk them respectively.
All right, so if you're going to say something like debunk them, then that means you obviously have facts and logic to back you up because that's the only way that you can actually debunk something. So, hopefully he actually has facts, logic, and proof that this is all false.
The first one is a photo that has come out with me and the two other YouTubers that are there, where a picture of us holding her in the air has come out. This is a photo taken during a meet and greet at the very end of the summer camp. This is a situation where people are able to come in, they're able to get a photo, they're able to get one or two things signed, and then they move on. During this, she said that I asked to pick her up. For the photo, she asked if myself and the other YouTubers could hold her up for the photo, so what she's saying here is untrue.
Okay, so this point could very well be true, and I don't necessarily think he's lying about this. I can't really see him just randomly picking up a girl or without her permission at a summer camp. So I'm not entirely sure what to think because there's not enough evidence to lean either way. What he's saying could be true or it could be false, and what she's saying could be true or could be false. So I'm not sure. Again, I'm not necessarily picking sides on this anecdote in particular about this accusation because this accusation does not actually have any proof to back it up. But the other one that I was talking about, the one where he sent his mini lad to mini ladies, that actually has proof, and he actually openly admitted to this, so you cannot deny that no matter how much of a mini lad fan you are.
The second point she brings up is that I sat too close to her and her friends. This part's quite confusing because everyone sat next to everyone else as a part of regular scheduled programming. At no point was any of us unmonitored as...
Alright, so if this was actually the case, did she tell him that he was sitting too close? If that was the case, or did she say after the fact? If she said after the fact, then that's pretty disingenuous because she could have easily said something, be like, "Hey, I'm not very comfortable right now. Do you think you could back up? You're sitting a little close." But this could also mean that he was just being a little creepy and sitting a little bit too close to his fans. Maybe they just didn't want to say anything and bring attention to it in the moment. So I'm not again, this has no proof for either side of things. He can't really prove what he's saying. He's just basically wanting us to take his word for it. But like, give us like some video that happened. Give us a video. Like, there should have been someone recording this while it was going down. There should be like a whole vlog about what happened that could prove your point, or some kind of, I don't know, some proof that backs up your words, but his words don't have any proof. And he's lied just in this video alone, he's already lied once. So I can't really take everything that he's saying for what it is.
Myself, the other YouTubers that were there, also the fans that were there, but there were also adults there and counselors there monitoring everything. So at no point during this entire summer camp was anybody unsupervised.
Okay, this could be true. But just because you were being monitored by adults there doesn't mean that everything was completely that basically what I'm saying is even if you're being monitored, that doesn't mean you can't get away with things. Humans are not perfect. We're not perfect instruments that are capable of kind of taking a set of data and like filtering it through our brains without some kind of bias. So there could very well have been people watching what was going on, but they may not have saw everything. Like even if you have several people watching an environment, there could have been several actions or several things that could have went under the radar because nobody was paying enough attention. So just because some people were there technically watching what was going on, which even this might not even be true, but let's say that it was, that doesn't mean that you couldn't have gotten away with anything. That's just my opinion.
The third point they bring up is they claim that I call them cute and pretty. This is completely fabricated, and I did not say this.
All right, this could be true, but provided that said the same thing and way worse to minors via text messages, which we do have verified screenshots for, um, I can kind of see why people might believe that.
This is untrue. Like I said in the previous point, at all times during this camp, we were surrounded by camp workers and counselors to ensure the safety of
Okay, but does that mean they were able to monitor every word of every conversation that they can verify that you definitely did not call them cute or pretty? I highly doubt that. No one's a fucking audio no one's a dictionary. Like no one's going to be able to record and understand every single piece of conversation that went on during that time period. Like he's saying this as if people can verify, yeah, I totally didn't call them cute or pretty. You could have said that and nobody could have heard it. Like it's very easy, especially if you're in a noisy environment. It would have been so easy for him to call them cute or pretty and that slide under the radar. So his whole point by saying we were being monitored, so there's no way that I could have said that is completely bullshit to try and use that as proof. For one, we don't even have proof that there was a lot of people there actually monitoring the summer camp, at least not that I'm aware of. If that does come out, cool, but that still doesn't clear his name. That just doesn't prove that you didn't say that. Even if there was a bunch of people there, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to hear every single word that comes out of your mouth. So, no. But he could be telling the truth here. I'm not saying that he's lying per se, but I'm just trying to say that the proof or the so-called debunking that he's trying to do for this point isn't good enough to kind of knock this accusation out of the park. That's all I'm saying.
myself and ensure the safety of them and ensure the safety of everyone else. At all times, they could hear everything that I was saying, so this could not have happened. For me,
At all times, they could hear everything that I was saying. I highly doubt that, bro. You're in a public environment that is probably noisy. You're at a summer camp with a bunch of teenage kids who are fans of yours, who are probably screaming at the top of their lungs. I highly doubt that they were able to pick up on every single word that you said. But maybe I'm wrong.
I've always wanted to use my platform for good. I've always wanted to portray a positive message here. And I know that there's nothing I can say right now that will change you guys' mind.
Okay, so here's the part where he gets into like this whole. He would have been good if he just like cut off the video here, but this is where it really like. This is like incredibly disingenuous territory. Like I can't believe he's really that stupid. Wow, either he's just that retarded or his fan base is that brain dead, which is probably both. I mean, why did I like that? I meant to dislike that. I mean, you just look at. Okay, so he's doing the casual YouTuber. I've always wanted to use my platform for good, and I've always wanted to have a positive impact. Shut the fuck up. Could you be any more of a disingenuous asshole, dude? My god. I mean, that just makes you look so scummy and just Oh, I just hate it when sure there's genuine YouTubers that actually try and use their platform for good, like those genuine rescue channels, not the fake ones because there's fake ones out there, but the genuine channels that are like nonprofit organizations who go out there and save animals and work with them. Hey, those guys are great. They're using their channel for good. I'm all ups for them saying, "Hey, we've always tried to use our channel for good." But Mini Lad, you are a dude who records himself playing video games and you add commentary to it. What the hell do you mean you've always tried to use your channel for good? I guarantee you started this channel not with the intentions of trying to add goodness to the world and I want to make people laugh, but just because you wanted to experiment. You wanted to upload your content online in hopes of scoring it big, just like most other YouTubers. So I don't understand why he's trying to sell him off as being like I'm a good old guy. Like you're not. You're not. You're just not. It's so easy to see through.
That's okay. But I hope looking forward to the future that whether it's in the coming weeks or the coming months or the coming years, that what I say right now, you can take as the truth. And what I say is
No,
this:
we absolutely
I
can't.
will be better. I will continue to use my platform for good. I want this space, this channel, this area to be somewhere that people can come in and feel welcome. Then they
It's not really look. So what he's trying to do here is he's basically this is like a call to action to all of his fans that are kind of like people that actually believe this video, right? They're going through this and like if they weren't already sold here, this is probably where he's trying to hook them in where he's like, "Oh, I'm actually trying to use my channel for good and I will be better." And they'll be like, "Oh, well, he said he'll be better and he's going to therapy and he's striving to do better, so it's okay. I'm going to leave a like and I'm going to comment and be like, "Yeah, go king, you know? It's okay. You made a mistake. Let's move on from that." When it's not something that you should move on from. I'm all good for apologizing and getting better and moving on from mistakes like, I don't know, I copy strike channel for I false copyright strike the channel, right? It's not really a mistake, it's just an asshole thing to do, but I could see you apologizing for that and growing as a person and moving on. That's a forgivable action. But sending your PP to on minors isn't a forgivable action. That's not like something you just mess up. That's not an oops, I accidentally took a picture of my PP and sent it to an underage girl. That's an action that takes several different thoughts. Like several different thoughts have to connect in order for you to do that. One, you have to realize that you're talking to a minor, which you did, right? And even after the fact, you told them all these creepy things like they were sexy and all beautiful and all that bullshit. And then you also made the decision to follow that up with taking out your phone, opening the camera app, taking a picture of your dong, going to the conversation that you guys were the little the DMs basically, and then hitting the little icon that goes through your pictures and selecting that picture. Now, after selecting that picture, you also have to press the send button. There's a lot, that's a lot of steps you have to take in order to send your PP to a minor. It's not something you can just do haphazardly. And I just don't understand why this section is here. Like, I'm sure it probably worked, obviously, because look at the likes and dislikes. So it obviously worked on a lot of his fans, and they just ate this last section up. But for people who have more than 4 brain cells, they can obviously tell that this is just a fucking scam.
can leave with a smile on their face and be happy.
It's not really why you made your channel, dude. You made your channel just memeing and playing some video games as a young little mini lad, I guess I could say. And you decided you got popular and you made some money off of it, so you kept doing it. If you weren't making money, you wouldn't be here. I can guarantee you that. If your channel is really so for the good of people, then don't monetize your videos. I know that you might be saying, well, how else is he supposed to pay the bills? He probably has more than enough money to set himself up for probably the rest of his life. I'm thinking that channel this size, he probably has more than enough money to set himself up for the rest of his life. So there's no need for him to monetize the videos that he puts up. And if what you're saying is completely true, then you don't really need the money, right? Admit that you're doing this for the money, but you're trying to play it off as like I'm trying to spend, try to make people smile. Like, that's not why you upload videos, dude.
That's all that I want. I'm gonna continue
That's
to
not all that you want. That's a lie. That's another lie. That's like the third or fourth lie in this video. I lost count at this point. You also want the money. Obviously, you wouldn't monetize it. If that's all that you wanted, then you wouldn't monetize your videos. But guess what, mini lad? Your videos are monetized, and you get money from them every month. As your views go up, your money goes up.
grow and continue to work on myself and admit when I'm wrong.
Now, I'll give him the slightest hint of maybe the benefit of the doubt that perhaps he will get better and improve himself, which obviously I hope so, but you don't deserve your platform anymore. That 5.6 million subscribers has a lot of teenagers, a lot of gullible teenagers, and I don't trust a person like you managing that many people who look up to you and are very much influenced by the things that you do. Because YouTubers have the biggest impact on people. It's not celebrities, it's not people on TV, it's YouTubers because people are they almost like have a relationship with a YouTuber. You don't have a relationship with a celebrity. You barely see what their real life is like. With a YouTuber, they might vlog and show you a sneak peek of like what's going on. You feel connected to them. You can have conversations to them. You can get into their DMs and actually talk to a YouTuber if you try hard enough. You can actually have a conversation with them. Unlike a celebrity, there's almost no chance of you ever talking to that celebrity unless you become one yourself. And even then, it's still difficult. But for a YouTuber, they're basically living your life with you as you record videos, as you grow, as you change, as you get older. Your community grows and changes and gets older with you. So it feels more personal. So things and actions that you do are definitely going to influence those people more. Influencers have the biggest impact on people out of anything else in this world, really. So I don't trust him having a fan base that big, which is why Mini Lad needs to be deplatformed. I really hope that this war that other YouTubers are having, like Diesel Patches, recommend you watch his video. He made a lot of the same points, and I fully agree with that. And there's a couple other YouTubers that made exposing video, not exposing, but really just like rebuttals to this apology. And actually, one of the ladies that he sent his mini lad to, um, made a video responding to this, and she was not happy, obviously, because he didn't even bring her up in this video, which he should have. He only made a Twitter response, which is a very safe play, instead of putting up exactly what happened on his YouTube channel. But anyway, that's the end of the video. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. I kind of went through most of his points here. I skipped through a bunch in this section because it's mostly garbage. But that's pretty much how I think about this whole mini lad situation. Let me know what you think in the comments below for the 6 people that actually watched this video, and I'll see you in the next one.